at the place I used to live in, right, there's this top floor unit that I realized had renovation works done internally that doesn't fit what the project was supposed to have. So apparently, right, they built an extra
Loft, mezzanine.
No, they reconstructed the whole unit. It's a penthouse unit, but they reconstructed the whole layout of the unit. And I was so confused because when I was younger, I was like, I didn't know that.
Got such layout.
Yeah, people can just do it like that. Like, I didn't even know it was our place because, the layout and everything looked completely different. And the thing is that the owner of this unit didn't even expose themselves throwing the internals. But from the outside, you can see through their unit from the outside looks different compared to all the other penthouses.
But actually, if they never had any structural wall, it's okay, right?
They changed the whole facade of their unit.
As in external facade.
Yes.
Okay. You said it was just internal.
No, so it was they changed internally and then they cover up with the facade. And then I
Which is also
realized
changed.
it's because the owner is a family member of the developer who bought the penthouse unit. So when they were building it, they changed that unit. Only that unit.
Oh.
Sorry, which development is this? Welcome to For Real. We are four realtors with a whole lot to say, but trust me, it's not just about selling property and closing deals. So let me introduce you to the rest of the gang. Meet Wesley, the optimistic go-getter who believes anything is possible with a bit of manifestation magic. Nicole, our cheerful, charismatic mother and seasoned realtor with stories for days. Shannon, our resident Gen Zer, keeping us in check in case the rest of us say anything too cringe. And I'm Fraser, your localized Angmo, a jack of many trades but a master of none. We're diving into everything and anything, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's get real. If money wasn't an issue, right, what would your home be like?
I like a lot of glass.
Okay, so a lot of natural light.
A lot of natural light.
Okay.
A lot of natural breeze. No road facing. Sea view.
I prefer city view to sea view.
Yeah, we were having this conversation earlier today. Sea view versus city view. I think I can appreciate. For me, I like the CBD. I like walking the CBD at night, like on the ground because it's so empty. But having my home there, then it feels very different because it feels slightly cold.
No, not in
lonely.
CBD. The view of the city, right? Not in the city.
So view of the city, I can get on that too. But living in CBD, then I don't think I would want. Even though I like walking, taking walks and like super long walks. I can walk 2-3 hours in the CBD, just taking in the sights. But I don't see myself living in a CBD with the view. Yes.
If money isn't an issue, I think similar to what Wesley said. I also like sea view and I also like city view, but I also like nature view. So I want to have a unit
All three.
360 with all views. And which location does that the best? Skywater.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Mayor Blue, you have one side city view, one side sea
No,
view.
but I want it to be like
But you can only
at
have
a
one or
certain
the other.
height.
And landed view.
I want it to be like a mid to high floor kind of thing. With
Yeah,
a
not too high.
large space.
Yeah, single landing lah.
Yeah.
Same.
If it's duplex, it's still okay, but I prefer the view to me matters more. Because I want to wake up happy. It's like, I can see like, there is that.
Do you wake up not happy now?
How about you, Nicole?
I like I like space. So when I go in, I must have a nice big living room.
You must open into a big space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more the landscape versus the
The long
portrait.
walkway. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then something clean. I think I don't like too much built in or like too Victorian or the kind. So just clean lines lah. Maybe more along the lines of Japandi or Scandi or something like that. And then one thing is like a pet peeve is I don't like units where the block is or the unit is perpendicular to another is parallel to another block. I like to have no neighbors looking into my unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that one you gotta have a certain level and also a certain facing lah. Yeah. So that's because I think windows and balconies are meant to be open and I don't like it open being able to see other people over
True.
Yeah.
Usually these are also sometimes the premium stacks because in between is your swimming pool. Now you have neighbors and then your unit. So is that really a premium stack because you get a pool view but you also get your neighbor view?
I will avoid those units.
Yeah.
Maybe because all along when I have through my growing up years, my house has always been either a kampong house, nobody can see it, or landed or unblocked lah. So I used to say somewhere near Bukit Panjang. So basically, our units were all unblocked and all through different corners and overlooking the Bukit Timah Hill.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, so I think I come to appreciate that privacy and your own
Yeah.
space.
Actually, yeah, I think growing up, the house you live in or the environment you live in also shapes your perception on what you like and what you don't like.
In most of my childhood and teenage years, we lived in
Landed
houses or
Did you-
semi-detached houses. But this is not in Singapore lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did that shape what you are looking at?
I
the
don't
dream home?
like those kind of
Yeah, so
houses.
you haven't shared yours yet.
I wouldn't mind a duplex actually.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I prefer condo over landed, I think. Yeah. So
I guess-
for me, I think what would be kind of cool to try would be a Balinese style.
Oh, so a bit of batik.
Maybe even Spanish.
Maybe because you have been traveling or traveled around quite a bit, you have that kind of influence.
There's this one particular house that we lived in when I was 10 years old in Cyprus. We lived in Cyprus. And there was like stone floors.
Ooh, expensive.
And like
lah.
when it's hot, you step on the stone floors and it's really cool. and
Yeah.
stuff. I
You can do
guess.
that in Cement Street also in Singapore. If you're talking about landed context, then based on my recent experience, the seller did an illegal extension of the backyard. So it's fully extended. There's no setback. Based on regulations, it is not allowed lah. But then their excuse and rebuttal was, you look down the whole stretch, everyone is doing it illegally. So, I mean, to them, since everyone is doing it,
And I also do.
we also do it lah. So if one person get caught, the whole stretch will get caught. So it's like everyone is on the same boat. We don't sabo each other lah.
Actually, that I've came across this kind in those older condo as well, where they change the railing or they change certain parts of the house where it changes the facade, and it was probably allowed long ago, and then now new MCSC or new management came in and they say, oh, cannot.
Oh.
But I say, okay, I can don't do, but you must tell all the other neighbors to remove whatever they have done. And so because nobody's going to do that, right? So then they kind of have no rebuttal with the renovation that the new owners are going to do.
Wait, hang on a sec. They got permission from previous MCST.
I don't know whether it was a permission or they just did it and nobody stopped them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that
so
one can
for
understand.
my old place where my parents are living at, so actually one of our neighbors actually did up this glass enclosure for the entire balcony.
Glass curtain.
Yeah,
they're
I
called,
think, yeah. But the thing is that she is the supplier. The owner is a supplier. She opened a company specializing in that. So she actually asked the MCST for permission. And then apparently she got it approved. So this was like super long ago already when she first started her business. So then when we found out that we were walking around our condo, right? And then we were like, hey, this neighbor did this. So we were like, can meh? So we went
Can
to...
me as in, you're jealous or
No,
like,
like
can
we
me
didn't
we
know
also
that.
want?
Yeah, like we didn't know that this was allowed because normally for condo facade is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially because this condo, right, all the units are facing outwards. So like none of the units are facing opposite each other.
Oh.
Yeah, so like every unit has like a different view.
Mm.
Yeah, then after that, because of that, so when we were walking past, because this unit is a low floor, so only at when you're standing from the ground floor at the pool, you can see it. But if you're outside of the condo, you can't really see it because it's blocked by trees. So when we saw it, we were like, hey, that's really nice. Like, we didn't know that it was approved. So when we found out that she was the one that installed and she was the supplier, right, of this, and then we asked her, we also wanted to do it. Can you like help us to ask whether there is permission for us to do it? And because we're on a mid to high, I would say mid floor, people who are driving past can definitely see it.
It's not hidden by the trees.
Yes, it's not
anymore.
hidden at all. So then I think after a few months of requesting, because she managed to get the approval. But for us, they didn't want to give us the approval.
Oh, I thought she managed to get it for you. Or...
No, she got it for herself, but she didn't want to get it. She couldn't get it for us. So we were giving like options whereby we were saying like, oh, then we will put blinds outside. Then you cannot see that it's glass. Or like they kind of different ways to hide it, that we have a glass curtain.
But
And
they say
then
cannot lah.
after a few months of like negotiating, and then we actually did it. So we actually did up the glass curtains. And then, so it was really obvious because whenever we drive home, right?
We know which one is
Facing,
house.
yes, we can see which one is our unit because we are the only one that is on the mid floor with that glass curtain. And then subsequently, apparently, people who didn't even stay in a condo who were driving down the exact same road started complaining to the MCST.
Huh? Saying what? It's
saying
ugly
that
or
why,
it's reflecting light.
No, they say why your condo allow this.
Why is it your problem?
Maybe they tried to
Because-
get it at theirs and they couldn't
Oh,
get
No,
it.
it's not
Yeah.
even our neighbors, you know.
Yeah, like maybe they tried.
It's like
then they-
random people. And then subsequently, our neighbors also started complaining. And then the NCST was like, okay, you know what, let's just stop it. No one is allowed to do it anymore.
Oh, they
and
never
we
asked you
had
to change back.
Every time we close it up, we have to draw the blinds. So that when people are looking in, they will only see the blinds, they won't see the glass.
Mm.
Yeah, so that happened for a few years. And then out of the blue, a unit above us also did it. And then subsequently, I think now there's like 4 or 5 units who did the exact same thing. And nobody bothered to cover them up anymore.
Or
'Cause it's
enough
like,
people doing
yes,
It was
yes.
probably someone was very salty, right? They were like, oh, I couldn't do this, so
I have no
I'm
Most
idea.
likely.
gonna not
that.
let anyone else do this.
Yeah, because it's actually quite nice, the glass curtain where it's
Yeah.
done, and it really encloses the space a lot
Yeah.
better than say zip track or anything
Yes.
without the frame.
Because you can still see
Because,
the view.
yeah, you can still see the
Yeah.
view. You can slide it all the way to one
Yes.
side, so you don't have that structure. It's
Okay,
hang on
I've
the
never
railing.
seen before. Is it
It's
very
very
fragile?
No,
No,
It sounds
it's very
fragile,
solid.
right?
Yeah, it
And
sounds
it's
fragile.
soundproof.
yeah.
And it's
Oof.
soundproof.
Yeah.
So we can, whenever we close it up, right, we cannot hear.
But you can see
traffic.
everything. Then you
Yes.
put like, oh,
Yes.
sounds perfect for my new
Yes.
house.
Okay, I'll throw it
No.
up on screen right now.
No, but
But it's most of the. I think in most condo or
They
even
don't
if
allow.
it's not allowed.
only the older ones, then maybe they'll allow.
Is it like an old style? Does it still look pretty modern?
No, it really
it's
looks
very modern.
very
Yeah, it
good.
sounds modern. That's why I'm thinking, why are they not allowing it? Maybe because really
Because-
changing the facade.
So the important question here is if you got sold a house that had a glass curtain that so-called not approved by MCST, but they also didn't say anything, right? And you bought over it, is it technically illegal then?
I think it's on you, I mean the lawyer, to check the legality of it.
Okay.
Mm.
But if it's illegal, if it's before the transaction, I guess the buyer can use this as a reason not to complete.
After it's completed though, what is your liability as the buyer?
The
for
full
this?
liability. So
you have to
if-
remove and make good, lor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it comes back to you saying that this is illegal, then you cannot say, oh, I didn't know anything about it because you're the legal owner already. So you assume all responsibility.
Yeah, there's also this case on one of the older condo, where I think that it was a legal case of where a lower floor unit erected an awning over their balcony.
Ground floor. not
No,
low-
it was
lower.
the second highest floor, 14th
Oh.
floor. They erected a balcony.
An
which-
awning over the balcony.
Yeah, over their balcony. Then, of course, the roof, the top of the balcony, then
Visible.
changes the view for those on the 15th floor. And then you have
Oh.
dirt and dust all landing. And then I think the awning is reflective also. Yeah, so I think there was a legal case on this, and either get 90% agreement from all the
Residents.
residents to let the awning stay, or the 14th floor people have to remove the awning.
As a buyer coming in to kind of spot these things, especially if it's on the outside of the building, it's easy to see, oh, this one stands out because not every unit has it.
Hmm.
When it comes to landed, I think you have to either come in with someone who maybe like a professional inspection to spot things that maybe
Yeah, it seems like
permission
common
for this
sense and
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
permissible, but actually it's illegal.
But for landed, usually it's the setback. That
Yeah, it's the enclosing
and
of the
usually they
setback.
will play with the setback at the back where there's less visibility. Lah.
Correct.
Right.
And less or no visibility. So the
Mm.
only time you get caught is when you sell or you piss off a neighbor and they just complain.
But in cases where we're talking about ground floor, I feel like ground floor should get special case where they can put up like this kind of awning and stuff where let's say their patio comes out a bit further and it can collect rubbish from, or maybe someone has plants on the upper floor balcony, the leaves
Spills
drop and
over,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I stay in a HDB where I have a balcony, right? But the balcony is not every floor. It's every other floor.
Mm.
So I got inconsiderate neighbors living above me where they have their windows open and then sometimes there'll be this random piece of rubbish that flies out the window or leaves and stuff and it comes into my balcony.
Pick it up and put it back in their doorstep. I will be that
That
petty.
takes more effort than I want to put in, man. But if I could get permission from HDB to put an awning for the fact that, okay, it will block the sun and also all the rubbish that comes from upstairs, then I would immediately do it.
I think HDB definitely cannot.
Did you read the article about the HDB unit that was converted into a dual key?
Yes,
feel
I
like
did.
heard.
But that one is an internal layout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they made their own foyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
is technically...
So it's a bit
Illegal.
grey, right? I mean, it's considered internal renovation, right?
But people do
it's
that.
changing the layout. But can you actually kind of do it?
I would
this
say as
way?
long as you don't hack structural
Yeah, lor.
walls,
Yeah.
right? Then you should be within your right to change the layout as in how you please.
Correct.
Yeah,
But
people
running
have
it
been
as
doing-
a dual key.
So this is similar to
It's considered a room rental, like
Yeah,
in a sense,
considered a room rental.
As long as
Yeah.
it falls within the URE guidelines of the
Yeah.
PACs.
Correct lah. I
occupancy.
mean, it's just
But it's quite
I'm
smart.
wondering. I
No,
mean, it's stepping a bit closer to the grayer line. I don't know
Put
whether
it this
they
way,
will then.
if too many people start doing it and it becomes quite commonplace,
Yeah.
then we know who will start putting more regulations
Yeah.
in place.
No, but I realized that a lot of people who buy private, right?
They do that too.
Yes, they find a specific layout to do
Yeah.
dual key to rent it out.
But this is HDB ma.
The new white flat layout works into like multiple 5 keys. Yeah, because it's white one. Yeah, then you just partition because
Boy,
you
you're trying to set up a pod hotel, is it?
yes, almost there already. You get 8 packs now.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
Subject to approval.
Hey,
Subject
now
to
you're
approval.
giving people ideas.
Oh shit, sorry.
But I think
Retract.
it's very smart. I mean, because you get to retain your privacy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've actually seen that because for one period I was looking to rent for myself. Then I just look at HDB. Then there are these, they call it
The EMs
Studios,
lah.
studios.
The EMs they would partition out last time.
no, even normal old HDB like 3 room, they can partition into 2 separate studios. Then got 2 kitchen, 2 whatever. I was like, huh? This is HDB. What kind of layout is this that I've never seen before?
Like a dry kitchen? Like the second kitchen's a dry, like it's got a induction hob. or
Yes,
something
like that kind of thing. So I'm like, is this even HDB or like walk-up apartments? And the rent, they can charge like 2,500 or 3,000. I'm like, actually reasonable for your own privacy.
It is
Yeah,
smart
but
for
it's
sure.
just you don't know whether it's so-called infringing on HDB's policy
Yes.
or initial objective to house families.
Correct,
right?
correct.
Because
So this is just maximizing your rent really.
Correct. So I don't know. That's why it's a big grey. I think if more people does it, like you said, then it's just a matter of time where they would start to be more stringent about their enforcement or their regulations.
Correct.
Or, yeah.
And I don't think this is like legal. Like maybe they never go through the
Is it
proper
they
renovation channels.
They,
don't know.
They submitted, like, I mean, it was
Oh, they did.
all HDB renovation has to be
Yeah,
done by
need to be
HDB
submitted
approved
one.
renovation
Or
companies.
they do it illegally lah, because it's such a small scale. You can just come into one day and
They publish
No,
all
no,
the floor plan
no.
and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's on
yeah.
the news.
Yeah.
It's on the news. So
I
like,
think your shit I never read.
I mean, it's from the article, it's supposedly approved
Yeah.
renovation.
So I don't know what signals are they sending. Like, is this allowed since they published it and
I mean, it will help those elderly. Let's say you already have children who have grown up, and then you're just a couple or just yourself, and then you have a 4 or 5 room flat, especially the older flat were so big, right? And then you want to rent out for cash flow as a retirement income, but you are not so comfortable living with a stranger, and then you are old, you're worried for your safety. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
to our viewers and listeners, we would love to hear from you too. So if you have any opinions or thoughts you'd like to share, do let us know in the comments. Don't forget to also drop us a like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff if you haven't already. And be sure to catch us here again next week. So until then, thanks for joining us here on For Real.